I will explain why, if I get evicted, why I'm getting fired at the same time, pretty much. The reason it's done is in order to deprive you of safety. So what is the deal when you deal with gang stalking? They try to make you homeless. I had several videos done on this. When people try to make you homeless and then make you homeless, there are gang stalkers actually in a layer of gang stalking population. And when you're evicted, you will have several places to go. But usually what is done, it's you're being deprived of financial situation. This is first thing. This is one of the reasons you're getting fired. For instance, I make relatively normal money, and if I spend them all without a problem, I would have maybe 20 something days in Holiday Inn. You know what I mean? Express or something. Simply, yeah, I will be safe. I'll be moved from one place to another, but I will be safe. I will have a place to sleep, relatively safe, like hotel can be. At the same time, I have shower, I can wash stuff and do things, while the bank takes my condominium away and puts it for auction. So what follows, usually when they take your condominium, like I said, it goes on auction, and after it goes to the auction, somebody buys it. And the situation follows like this. They will add the lawyer fee to the mortgage, and they will cover the mortgage and lawyer fee, and whatever they have to spend on, it's done. And they will take the money they earned from auction. After they subtract everything, the rest is mine. I have to file claim. And this way, I get my money, I leave. And this is what normal, if I work, it would help me to simply kind of transfer from this place to a normalcy into another place and have financial backing. But you see, gang stalkers, they don't want to do that in general. So the reason is because perpetual impoverishment is part of the tactics in order to deprive targeted individuals of finances, in order to directly screw him over, completely destroy him. And what follows, as I said, is simply this. So imagine you're evicted, and the same day or a day later, actually, or a couple of days later, you see, when they evict you, they will have a few days on purpose that you have problems sleeping. So you'll be tired, because when you're evicted, you will have some kind of a problematic issue, or maybe you will dare to stay a couple of days awake, or you go to a hotel, and in this hotel somebody checks in next to you and starts screaming all night and playing rap music or something. You see what I mean? So it's done on purpose for you to have not just regular stress, but you have additional stress which is gonna transfer into depriving of sleep deprivation and so on and so on. So the thing is done, as I said, on purpose. Then you get fired. So you get fired, you have specific things you have to follow, but actually when you get fired, you are you're targeted, and you know that you lose income, so you stop spending your resources. It means, as I said, you can sleep in your car, or you can then there is usually this thing happens. You have some kind of a tax issues, they can come and take your car. It depends, doesn't matter what. They will deprive you of any safety, of kind of a bumper between you and somebody outside. First, as I said, it's your domicile, it's your house, it's your apartment, it's your condominium, and then it's your personal transportation system. Okay. So in some areas it's already done. For instance, if you have a car, you're not allowed to sleep in a car. You will have, otherwise you can get arrested. So what they do, they force you to get out of the car and sleep next to the car, which again, you become a target of some kind of a garbage gangs, or you can become a target of animals or reptilians or whatever it is. You see what I mean? It's you cannot sleep anywhere where people can protect you. More and more cities, they will forbid you 24 hours a day. You cannot even nap in public place. So, and this is how it works. And usually you get exhausted. When you get exhausted, there is another procedure. Then you're being targeted. Usually they will drive you to the point of you don't care situation. I don't care. Because you're tired and said, well, you want to just sleep, and they will take you. But this is the whole thing. You have law enforcement and arrest sometimes, simply to check you in. When you check you in, they will remove you from the, from outside world, and then there is a whole bunch of procedures that are already tested on thousands of people behind the behind the gate of jails or temporary detention center and so on and so on. So that's what one of the reasons it's done. The other reasons, as I said, it's you can have a big problem. Who watched the movie? It was a long time ago. It's called The Sword of Gideon. It was about Israeli Mossad special forces that were hunting people who blew up the Olympic, Israeli Olympic people in Munich in 1972. And what happens, as I said, is simply some of the people, because of the because of overwork, start sleeping on a bench in the parks, and the not just that, it's not just the Israelis were tired, but the Arabs were tired as well. And this was one of the tricks to pick up the enemy in a way. The 1970s was a massive decade for activities that were unbelievably violent all over the Europe, and the people who work for security services, they have really well trained themselves, so they have experience of situations that they deal with against others, and these others can be simply regular targeted individuals. So what you can do, I have no idea, because it's not up to you. I will just say that it's how it's done. An extra thing when you're talking about firing, I will you see, this is a complex of work. It's large speedboat center, and when you work here, it's not so bad actually, because you can get, you can walk around, you have air, you have stuff, and if you are suddenly evicted and you but you're still working, you can come here and feel safe. There's a couple of cafes. This is what the thing is when we're talking about people that work, they keep working, and you are in a way, you come do your job and then you leave, go to hotel. You can extend your hours not to work, but simply to be present here. Everybody knows you. The parking lot attendants, when they pass by, they see your license plate, they see, oh, he is good. You can come early before your shift. So de facto, it's a safe place where you can come and the kind of feel safe for a while until you leave after complete your whatever you have to do and the job as well. But if you are dismissed, there is a situation, it's very interesting. I recently learned it, and not just because that you're fired. I, for instance, I've never been violent of anyone. Just in case that you can become, this is what the rule is, that you become unstable. The management will put you, it's called BOLO list. BOLO, it's be on lookout. BOLO, it's not bolo tie, even though I wear one. But the thing is, as I said, it's really, really interesting when you have to deal with stuff like this. So when they put you on a bolo tie, when you put you on a bolo list, you have two things coming, and you get fired. So you have no money, and the safety is removed from your surroundings, because if you're on a bolo list, if you show up, even if your former colleagues, even whoever respects you or not, they will call the cops and they will write you up for trespassing and force you to leave. Doesn't matter, for instance, you can work years, like I had almost 5 years. But they said they haven't done yet to me, but I will tell you what's happened actually last 2 days ago. And this is what it is. You become kind of a persona non grata in an area, and they will force you to leave to a different area. You have to go somewhere to a different area. But since you are unemployed, you don't have any money, or you will have any money. So in order to gain knowledge about the area where you're going, you'll have to spend money and exhaust your resources. This way, you exhaust your resources faster. So you have de facto management of the company you work for and the management of the properties the companies are serving. And you end up with no safe place to go. And as I said, if the government suddenly decides to take your cars or sign up a form of transportation and freeze your account, then you're fucked. So this is, as I said, those people, they are very well professionally trained to do this stuff. And that's what it is. And it's kind of I hope they don't do it to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. You see, my father's research is really good, and you see, the knowledge, or even 5 years of my lectures on gang stalking did not change a lot, except the knowledge of my knowledge. Now I know what it is, where to go, where to do, but you cannot go there because where you need to go, simply because there is in a way, isolation of those places done on purpose. People like me who has their inheritance stolen, they don't have access. If they have access, they will give you bullshit story that you have to go to do the online applications, to do things and wait, or you go to a lawyer. When you go to a lawyer, the lawyer will double cross you. Or for instance, I wrote to several companies about my father's research, and none of them answered. This is one thing, for instance. And then I even wrote to Elon Musk and wanted to write. I'm sorry, I apologize. The time that I found where to write him, it's actually non-functional functions. Function, non-functioning. Simply, you try to write something, but it's not accessible because his email or like a form, submission form, none of them work. I'm absolutely sure a lot of people write him and ask for money. There's no such thing. I wanted actually to ask him if he can assist me to take my legal bills, or actually find his own lawyer to get the legal bills, and we can split whatever I get for my father's research. You know, he is a really interesting person, and I'm talking about, again, Elon Musk. He was paying the bill for a woman that was suing Disney company, and while doing it, there's a massive information come out. I was hoping that he will, or his company will, contact me and agree after I wrote to them. But I said, when I wrote and submitted everything, it was I got a response that it's can be submitted because there's some kind of a bullshit reason. I have no idea, or maybe it's not even a bullshit reason. It's simply the system is set up the way that that you cannot ask for stuff. And I see, for instance, a lot of companies that are related to electronics, like Texas Instruments, that was actually initiated the first thing with my father's research of semiconductors. They're all moving to Texas, and including Elon Musk, they're moving to Texas. And one of the history we're talking about, impulse weapons and nuclear research, was actually first in Texas. It was a college station. There was a University of Texas. There was first outside of, there was a wonderful one big linear accelerator, and the linear accelerator uses impulse technology, like the same place where Kharkiv is, where my father invented the stuff that was related to this impulse technology. So de facto, if you ask somebody, I would love to sell you things, can you help me to collect, and then we can split, nobody will be interested, because simply they already have the technology. It was taken in the early 90s or even earlier, and people who were those things were bullied like I am being bullied. And in the end, after 30 years, when you realize that there is a way for you to go and where to go, then it's become really nasty. They will make it, like I said, my mother was murdered, and she knew about it a lot. Then then your property gonna be set up the way that they can repossess it. They will get involved in your job, and in job actually participated. Some of the people that were participating, they will mess up my pay. Then I had the last I had, there was an entrapment attempt. It means they got the bank involved. There's a whole bunch of stuff that momentarily start like a shit raining on you, and they don't care. Like people say, okay, here's you some money, like go move to Utah back or do stuff. No, there's no such thing. Actually, when I put for my mother a couple of years ago, when she was still alive, I put fundraising on GoFundMe that I can buy her extra insurance. And I had one of the worst bullying ever online, and it was from Russian-speaking community, that I was a crook. I was collecting this money for absolutely different stuff, shit like this. That's completely, so there are people that, as I said, that they're really, really well organized and very well trained. When there's still new technology, that's de facto it's a space technology, because impulse weapons do not require oxygen, and oxygen, if it's not required, they can be placed in upper levels of atmosphere. By law, international law, they're not allowed impulse weapons to be placed in space. But do you really believe that there is no impulse weapons in space? Of course, I'm absolutely sure they are. So guys, this is it. I hope for today. I have a hiccups for a very long time. As I said, after poisoning, I have really bad hiccups, and sometimes my stomach is being like inflated, and then it kind of goes back to normal. But when I become worrying about things, it's becoming inflated again. So anyway, you have a good night. Here's in Atlanta. It's 8:25. I was actually came out to close a gate. I have a gate here. I have to close to a large building. There's a large building in the end, and this is the gate here that nobody can drive through. Anyway, see you.